Outdoor workouts are essential for a healthy pregnancy. Working out while pregnant can help you maintain a healthy weight gain, lower the risk of gestational diabetes, and it's good for the baby. If you're a fit and healthy mama, your baby will most likely be fit throughout their life as well. Today I'm with my gorgeous friend and personal trainer, Lizet Garcia, here in Los Angeles, and she's going to show us some simple exercises you can do at home throughout your third trimester and up until you deliver.
Let's get started. So first we're going to start in a seated position. So you can sit on the ground if you're comfortable there, or you could also use a yoga block. So we're going to go ahead and use the yoga block. You want to sit your bones onto the block, cross-legged. Make sure that your posture is correct. So you want to refrain from bending at your lower back here, arching. So nice and straight, draw the pelvis behind you, nice straight trunk. We're going to place one hand here just below the sternum and one hand here just below the belly button. So we're gonna go into reverse breathing. So we're gonna take a big inhale as you expand your belly. We're gonna go into a big exhale, making a hissing sound. Just helping you control the breath as you exhale. And you're drawing the navel in towards the spine here. Big inhale, expanding the belly, and exhaling to that hissing sound. Perfect. Drawing that navel in towards the spine, squeezing that transverse abdominis. One last breath. Big inhale and let it out. Drawing that navel in towards that spine, squeezing that abdominal wall. Great. So first stretch is going to be child's pose. So Liesel is going to first start with your knees placed about the distance of your shoulders. You want to place your heels together and slowly lower with your forearms onto the ground, nice and slow and gentle. You're going to reach forward here. Now you're going to place your fingertips onto the corners of your elbows. So bend, forearms in, and rest your head onto your arm here. And lower to your level of comfort here. So now we're going to incorporate the reverse breathing. So you're going to take a big inhale, expanding the belly, and big exhale. Drawing that navel in towards that spine, tilting your pelvis forward. Inhale, fill up the lungs, expand the belly, and exhale, squeezing that navel in towards your spine. You want a strong core to help with labor. Last breath, and exhale. Wonderful. And then come back up to your knees. Excellent. So the next exercise for stretching we're gonna go into here is gonna be cat-cow. So same thing with the knees, you wanna place in the distance of your shoulder widths, plant your palms. So first we're gonna go into cow. As you inhale, look up towards the sky, arch your back here, and exhale. Drawing that navel into the spine, going into a nice arch here. Perfect. Curving your back, feeling a nice stretch as you're including that core wall as well by contracting the abdominals. Big inhale, just relax, expand the belly. Second breath right here, exhale. Wonderful. Make sure you're constantly contracting that core wall during the exhalation. Big inhale. Got the third rep here. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Draw that navel in towards the spine. Okay, then you can sit back onto your heels. For those of you who are close to labor, there are some labor-inducing exercises you can do. So towards the end of the exercise, one great one to incorporate while you're resting is a twisting at the waist. So you just twist at the waist, let your arms hang on the sides of you. So next stretch we're going to go into is the butterfly stretch. So this is very important for strengthening the pelvic floor muscles, which is important for labor. So we're gonna go about the exercise by sitting on a block. You can also sit on the ground if you don't have a block. So make sure at least your bones are on the ground, both bones evenly on the ground. You're gonna place your feet facing one another, and you're gonna put your palms just above the knees right here. You're gonna take a big inhale, and just push down. Now make sure you communicate when it's enough. But you want to feel a stretch in the hinges of your hips. And you can just take big inhales here, expanding the belly, and just a normal regular exhale. Big inhale and exhale, drawing that navel in towards the spine. Great, then you want to reset, bring the knees together here. Okay, so the first exercise we'll administer for lower body strengthening is your warrior two pose. So first you're gonna start by straddling your legs as wide as you can. And then you're gonna lift up onto your heel and your front leg and position your foot forward. There you go. So go into your inhale, make sure your hips are forward, pelvis forward. Inhaling, exhale, drawing that navel in towards the spine. Focusing more on the breath. As you will in labor, you know, your uterus will be contracting. So this is something that you can play on into labor that will be very beneficial here. So don't focus so much on the pain in the muscles. Focus on that breath. Last breath, big inhale. Drawing that navel in towards the spine, contracting that abdominal wall. Perfect. Bring it up. You want to go to that wide stance. Onto the heel, pivot forward. Lower the knee, keeping it behind the toes. Lift the arms up nice and straight, looking forward. Pelvis, hips, yep, forward. Big inhales, expanding the belly, and exhales. And stay focused here. Focus on that breath, just as I mentioned. Squeezing that bulb, that lower abdomen. Wonderful. Last and final breath. Big inhale, expanding the belly. And exhale, drawing that navel into the spine. So our next lower body strengthening exercise is the temple pose with goddess arms. So just as the warrior two, this is great for lower body leg strengthening and also opening up the hip joints, which helps ease pregnancy. So you're gonna start out in the same position, wide stance here. Now we're gonna start by positioning the arms. So first lift up your left arm with your palm facing forward, straight up. And then you're gonna internally rotate and bring your palm down. You're gonna place it right at your shoulder. Same thing, you're gonna bring out your bottom right arm, palm facing forward. Then you're gonna internally rotate and bring the back of your hand right at your sacrum. Perfect. So you're gonna hold this position here. Now we're gonna go into a squat. Okay. Going into your inhale, expanding the belly. And exhale, drawing that navel in towards that spine. Make sure you're contracting the inner thighs here. That's what we're strengthening. Big inhales and big exhales. Now focus on the intention, being mindful, not on what's going on with the legs or the burning. That's gonna happen during pregnancy as well, so you wanna be ready for it. This is gonna prepare you for it. Last breath. Okay, then you unwind the arms, come to a standing. This time, the right arm at the top, palm forward, squat down. You want most of that pressure on that back heel. Remember, you don't want those knees coming forward. Make sure your posture is nice and tall. Breathing in and exhaling. Just maintain composure here. You want to stay focused, just being mindful that we're focusing on the breath while we're conducting muscle contractions. Very important when we're in labor. Last breath, big inhale, and final exhale. Remember that Kegel, squeeze that ball at the lower of your abdomen. Come to a standing. So now, as I mentioned, there's some labor-inducing exercises that you can do towards the end of your last trimester. So squatting is also a very important one, going into a full squatting position. So if you are closer to labor, I want to recommend that you do that. So you're going to go into a gentle lower squat. You squat all the way down to the ground, nice and slow. Bring your elbows to your thighs to push out. That way you're opening up the hip joints here. And you can hold this for as many breaths as you'd like. If you can hold for a minute, that's great. This position is comfortable enough to where you can hold it a long time. The leg muscles aren't in contraction. They're not really working here. This is more so to open up the hips, which is very important for child labor. So during your third trimester, you want to make sure that you already do have a very strong core wall. That's going to help with labor immensely. So 3 exercises that can help do that. We're going to go through them. So first we're going to go into bird dogs. So you're going to go up onto your knees, place them about the distance of your shoulders, and then come onto your palms just as you did into cat-cow. Remember, you want to place full pressure on the full palm All right, and then from here, we're gonna lift opposite leg and arm. We're gonna extend them towards your front and behind right here, perfect. And then bring it back down for 2. Big inhale, reach, extend, feel it stretching through the core, and lower, exhale. Final 1, and so next we're gonna extend opposite leg and arm, right arm, left leg as you inhale and exhale, back to 1. Again, big inhale, expanding the belly and exhale. And remember those hips, keep them aligned with the floor. You don't want to open up the hip. Last and final 1, big inhale, beautiful. Exhale, back to the first position. Nice. So next one we're gonna go into, we're gonna work the obliques, which is also part of the core. And we're gonna go into a modified side plank. So Liesel's gonna go ahead and gently roll onto her side, putting her palm and forearm on the ground. You wanna bend the knees here. Perfect. And use this hand, your other hand, as leverage as you lift your hips up towards the sky. Now it takes a lot of work. You should feel it right here in your oblique. It's working. Big inhale and exhale, drawing that navel in towards the spine. Remember, hips are constantly reaching up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Big inhale and exhale. And last one, make sure you're maintaining core stabilization. Those hips are reaching towards the sky. And slowly back up to a seated position. Now we're gonna flip over to get the next side. Make sure your transitions are very gentle and slow. There's no rush here. Remember, you're pregnant, so you wanna make sure that you're being safe as well. Same thing here. You wanna bend the knees onto the side, on the forearm and the palm. Use this hand as leverage and lift those hips up. Perfect. You're gonna feel immense contraction right here in the oblique. That's what we're working. Take a big inhale and out. And you can lift this arm up as well if you like, if you're comfortable. If not, then you can just keep it on the ground. Again, this is a little more difficult, a little more balance. Make sure your hips are up towards the ceiling. You're constantly contracting your oblique, your lower oblique. Breathe it in. And exhale. And slowly lower. We'll come up to a seated. Okay. The next exercise we'll do, this is the modified prenatal bicycle crunch. So with that, you want to use a pillow. By your 3rd trimester, you don't really want to lie flat on your back. You want to be at an elevation. So we have a pillow here, and slowly bring it back. So you want to place your palms and your forearms down. Then you're going to lift, bending the knees, lift your legs up to a tabletop position right here. So at this point, make sure you're tilting your pelvis forward. That way you have full contraction of your core. And then we're gonna slowly lower one leg at a time, tapping the foot onto the ground. And last one. Excellent. So if you want to make this exercise a little more difficult, you feel confident and comfortable, you can always extend the leg, hovering it above the ground. So go into that tabletop position. There you go. And then extend one leg low. There you go. Bring it up and just alternating one at a time, going back up to that tabletop position. Remember to keep that core in constant contraction here. Bring it up and switch it out. So this is a more advanced technique for the exercise. So only do this exercise if you feel confident and comfortable and strong, and you have a strong exercise routine. Great. So now that we've gone through a full routine with relaxation, with some core strengthening, some lower body strengthening exercises, now you want to close it with another relaxing exercise. And a great one for that is Savasana. So you want to grab a pillow here. You're going to use the arm of this pillow, and you're going to slowly lie on. Make sure you're on your left side here when you're going into Savasana. And you want to bend your knees, hug the pillow. You can also use a block right here to squeeze in between your thighs. And you want to just focus on the breath here. Focus on bringing down the heart rate, bringing down the blood pressure, just bringing yourself and your baby into a nice, relaxed state. Big inhale and exhales, and just focus on the breath here. And once you feel that deep sense of relaxation during Savasana, you can bring it up nice and slowly to a seated position. And praise yourself for exercising. You should feel more invigorated, have more energy throughout your day, and feel proud.
I feel proud. That is a wonderful, relaxing exercise you can do throughout the 9 months to have a safe, healthy pregnancy.
I agree.
Keep it going.